Living in the world of money and depending on it, we all strive to acquire enough money for us. But money for most of us is an element that we passionately want, but cannot always tame. And this is no coincidence, because when talking about taming money, we must understand that behind these words lies a person's taming of himself. Money has never lived and does not live an independent life. It is a reflection of people's lives. Therefore, when studying the issue of taming money, we, friends, will study ourselves. In this article, one will tell you about how to tame money, relying primarily on my own experience. After all, I managed to earn a more or less decent amount of money in my life, so I have something to tell you and something to teach you. What kind of topic is this? Taming money. You and I know very well that money is not alive, that it is generally garbage, the value of which is determined by our faith in it. But despite this, we understand that money has some extraordinary energy that controls those of us who are not able to control ourselves. Yes, it is so. Money, although it is not alive, we idealized it so much that it acquired an energy that subordinates to its will most people who are ready for money, for anything. Therefore, by taming money, we tame some mysterious force generated by us. Okay, to hell with all this mysticism, let's talk about real things. What should we learn to do to tame money? First of all, and this is a well-known fact, we should not be afraid of them. That is, we should not be afraid of our ambitions, which can lead us to big, very big money. Perhaps this call seems strange to you, and you do not at all think that you are afraid of some kind of money. Quite the opposite, you love them very much and really want them. But don't rush to conclusions, it's better to take a closer look at your behavior, which will show you what you really want. After all, what does it mean to be afraid of money? First of all, this means considering yourself not worthy of big money and a good life. This means, as stated above, to ignore your ambitions generated by your hierarchical instinct, that is, the instinct of dominance that calls you to conquer and conquer. What do most people strive for? To finding a good rabota, that is, to give your ass to someone who will feed you well, instead of achieving something truly worthwhile in life. Look at these men in expensive suits who are trying to explain something to you and me, from TV or monitor screens, from the covers of expensive magazines and newspapers. Do you think they are better than you? Nothing like that, they are the same people, only a little more cared for than you. They want the best for themselves, they consider themselves the best, they do not want to be content with little, like most people killed by the system. Do you understand this? Rich people know their worth, they know that they are priceless to themselves and that they deserve the best. And you, forgive the rudeness, crawl near the bucket like a dizzock, content with pathetic handouts in the form of the minimum benefits available to you. Well, in any case, most people live this way. They don't like themselves and therefore don't like money, they are afraid of them, afraid to start changing their lives for them. Why the hell are you content with what you have, given that you essentially don't have a damn thing, except for all this garbage that you work for all day? Don't you consider yourself worthy of more? Don't you believe that you can achieve anything significant in your life? Do you think that big money goes only to a select few, of whom you are not one? Well, if you tell yourself and others that you are happy with everything and you don't want to achieve anything in your life, then that's exactly it. And this in turn means that you are afraid of money, afraid to start doing something really worthwhile for it. You are afraid to take risks for them, afraid to change your life for them. The instinct of self-preservation controls you, instead of the instinct of power. And without the instinct of power that encourages you to move up the hierarchy, you will not be able to control anything or anyone. Rather, you will be controlled with the help of fear. So, no, if you don't actively strive for more and better, you don't like money, you are afraid of it. You are ready to submit to money. You are ready to sell yourself for it with all your guts. If you do not set ambitious goals for yourself, but want to find everything for yourself, some quiet, stable, permanent job where no one will touch you. If this is so, then what kind of taming of money can we talk about? You and I figure it out with yourself first, and only then think about money. But you part with them very quickly, right? You can say that you give the money you earn to other people. This is another sign of a person's fear of money. He spends them faster than he earns them because he doesn't know what else to do with them. Just think about how people, and you in particular, handle money. Yes, you don't like money at all, which means you don't love yourself, because you don't respect your work if you allow someone to scam you out of money. Just look at how people are urged to part with their money. Look at all this moronic advertising, at all these enticements that exist today. You work, earn some money, and then stupidly spend it on all sorts of crap, instead of buying yourself time with this money. Time to live. Relax. Think about your life. To understand how you can change your life for the better. You sell your time and your life for junk in the store. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You are scammed into money like the last suckers, and your money flows into the pockets of smarter, more experienced, more literate people. And by appropriating your money, they, in fact, force you to work for yourself, for some stupid pearls, like some kind of savages. You yourself are well fed and tamed if you play this game in which you are a pawn. And in this case, money will never submit to you. Know how to appreciate money, know how to love it, otherwise you will never give it a damn. Respect money, respecting yourself and your work. Always think about what you will get for every ruble you spend. Control yourself when you spend money, watch your reactions with your mind, and don't let the manipulator play on your emotions. And what is it? Many people openly ask a painfully idiotic question. Where does their money go? What do you mean, where? Don't you control yourself at all? You walk around drunk all the time because you don't know where and why you're wasting your money. It's a nightmare to ask such stupid questions. Such people urgently need to see a psychologist or psychiatrist. Remember, friends, money. This is your bitch. She loves affection, flattery, beautiful and respectful treatment, but she also loves toughness because she needs it. This bitch needs a man with a strong character. Sometimes this bitch needs to be grabbed so tightly that she understands. Either she will be with you or with no one. And sometimes you can hit her in the ears to seem cute. Do you understand me? Want money with you, know how, not know how. Learn, keep it close to you in many ways. Never forget that behind the money is your work, your time, your skills, your vital energy. Without respecting money, you do not respect your own work, and therefore yourself. And you don't respect money if you allow someone to sell you all sorts of crap. Just think about how much of your energy you convert into the money you earn. There are people to whom money easily comes and just as easily leaves them, and there are people who work hard for 12 to 14 days to earn a living. And then what? Where does this energy go? Does she stay with you and work for you, or does she leak into other people's pockets and work for the benefit of someone else? This energy, this is your life, you know? I'm not even talking about time. Most of us generally waste it mediocrely. We waste our lives as if we have a million of these lives. Do you know why this happens? Because you sold yourself into slavery. You have agreed to the rules of the system and are ready to exchange your lives for money, giving up everything human that is in you. The system has tamed you, it uses you, it exploits you, it squeezes all the juice out of you. It suppresses your natural instincts so that you do not resist its will, and it programs your brains so that they work in a very narrow range the system needs. And you, being disfigured by this system by the mechanism and living an unnatural slave life for you, are forced to eat your uncomfortable state with all the surrogate that the system feeds you. In especially difficult living conditions, people, broken and no longer human, become drunkards, smoke, are afraid, and chip off. The body kills itself, not wanting to suffer. Shopaholism is also the process of self-destruction of a person, slave. Like this. That's why I say, if you want to tame money, first return yourself to your own control, at least for starters, inside your head, inside your soul. Most of us not only don't know how to really make money, because we are afraid of it, afraid that we won't be able to do serious things for the sake of money, but many of us also don't know how to spend it. Our true desires, the very ones determined by our instincts, are not satisfied by us, but instead, some kind of nonsense is imposed on us. Like, don't have such and such a thing, you're inferior. What nonsense. I'm the best person in the world, for myself, and I don't care what I don't have there. I decide for myself what I need and why. Remember friends, money loves self-confident, adequate, self-respecting people who know their worth and know what they want from life. Such people look for good jobs, create good businesses, go into politics and earn big money from exploiting the crowd. They are not fooled by advertising, they never give their money to anyone just like that, for they're beautiful, as they say, eyes, and they know how to make their money work for themselves. Strength of spirit, will, reason, love for life and freedom, understanding of oneself and one's desires, the presence of great goals in life. This is what distinguishes successful people who know how to tame not only money, but also everything that can be tamed, from those who, driven by base instincts, dream only of filling their stomach, and giving it to someone where it works. The next problem that most people can't cope with, and which follows from all of the above, is people's inability to invest their money. Your money must work for you, it must multiply and multiply for you. How banal it sounds, you must agree. You can tell you've heard it a million times. And I'll tell you, so what? What's the point of you hearing about this? Do you think you understand this? That you understand what you've heard about a million times? Well then, you are probably already actively investing your money and receiving fat interest from their work, and I can only be happy for you. You tamed the money, cool. What? Is something wrong? You don't invest your money, you don't invest it in anything? Why? You can't, you don't know, you don't understand, it doesn't work? Well, then there is no need to talk about platitudes, about the fact that you have heard and know something there many times. Many people do not know how to invest their money, although many try to do so. But this is one of the most important points in working with them, allowing you to tame money and make your slaves out of it. Just imagine, your money, these are your slaves. How it sounds. Well, isn't that wonderful? And taking into account the above, one can say differently, one can say, my money, these are my bitches and they are my slaves. Doesn't this please your masculine pride? Well, if you are a woman, then you can imagine that hundreds and even thousands of lean men with character are cheering in some quarry, sweating themselves to provide you with a beautiful life. Great picture. And this is how it really is. After all, when our money works for us, it really means that it is other people who work for us for our money, because money cannot work. It is people who work for money. So, by taming money, you tame other people. But, again, at the beginning, in order to tame money, you must tame yourself. It shouldn't be that you yourself, like the fucking woman, do nothing but whine and constantly ask for something. Any increase in salary, good work, promotion, benefits, pensions and other handouts for the weak and beggars. Always and everywhere remember your greatness. Awaken the instinct of a leader and strive for more, for the best. Strive for a better job, for a higher salary, for less dependence on other people, for power, in the end. Don't ask for all this, but strive, that is, take it all yourself. When people tame wild horses, they don't ask them for anything, they break their will with their will. This is how you need to deal with money, and with everything connected with it. Beyond that, don't waste your money. Have a sense of self-worth. There is no need to try to raise your status in society by purchasing, like status things. It looks stupid. With such cheap tricks you can only make an impression on the brainless chickens in your chicken coop. You can, of course, drive up to your native collective farm in a surrogate Mercedes and impress the people there, Papuans, but are you going to be a collective farmer all your life and live on a collective farm, figuratively speaking? If not, then never spend your money thoughtlessly, for the sake of all sorts of show-offs. It's better to take care of it, but without fanaticism, and learn to invest it. If you don't know how to invest money, then read my articles on this topic, they will teach you this skill. Taming money is not an easy task because by taming money you are, as I said, taming yourself and other people. First of all, yourself. There is no secret, much less mysticism, here, so you don't have to fall into savagery and buy all sorts of amulets and talismans for money in order to get money, unless you can treat yourself to it just for beauty. But they won't help you tame money, I'm telling you for sure. But take yourself by the ass or the scruff of the neck and make your lazy, stinking, stupid and hairy monkey a person who will have full control over himself. It's not money that needs domestication. This is a metaphor. You and I need domestication. It is we who need self-discipline and self-control so that we can manage anything and anyone. And without knowing how to manage ourselves and our lives, we will not be able to manage anyone or anything else. Here's what you need to understand first. In general, friends, summing up all this writing that has pretty much stained the virtual paper, I'll tell you this. Either the money will be your bitch and you will have it as a bitch whenever you want and however you want, or you will be someone's bitch, being under complete control of money. Yes, and you want it. Money is a means of managing people. With its help people twist and turn each other as they want. Those people who tamed money control other people with their help, forcing them to work for themselves. Well, those of us who prefer to sell for money are slaves to money.